Welcome to REPRSNETS of Chicago, Illinois, nonprofit home video and artwork creations. In this particular video, we're going to be looking at the Dome of the Rock outer wall in the Middle East, the octagonal building structure that has a golden dome. When we look at the octagonal building structure, we see the east section within the stone rectangular window frame. And this stone rectangular window frame has a Babylonian style pyramid of the 12 sons of Jacob with the book of Psalms, 105th chapter, 23rd verse. Now, when we look at this stele pyramid of the first African Dead Sea Scrolls, Islamic Aramaic Dead Sea Scrolls speaking 12 sons of Jacob, that left Iraq's modern Babylonian stele pyramid civilization of the first black African Hamitic civilizations. We see that the black African 12 sons of Jacob, speaking the Islamic Aramaic Dead Sea Scrolls, entered into ancient Egypt, bringing with them the Babylonian stele pyramids into Saqqara. This is where we see the book of Psalms, 105th chapter, 23rd verse, 12 sons of Jacob, Babylonian stele pyramids. Now, this means if you get in a helicopter and fly to Ethiopia and look straight down upon a solid cross-shaped building structure that was carved out of solid bedrock in Lalibela, you're going to see the same stele pyramids of the 12 sons of Jacob, surrounding the cross-shaped building structure base in Lalibela. Now that means we see 5 blocks stacked on top of one another on the left and right side that they form a step that you can walk upon. Now this image is within the Dome of the Rock outer wall stone rectangular window frame east section. So when we connect Black Africa to the Dome of the Rock, we destroy the Greek and Roman 400-year-old mistranslated King James Bible false man-based image of Jesus and Jehovah. Now that means then that the African lion SPHINX, solar theology concerning the human Kai and Ba, that came from the sun throne of God. This is 1 John 1:1, 15 billion-year-old sun throne that existed in the black outer reaches of space before it created the 5 billion-year-old world. So now when we look at this biblical holy hydrolytic creation existing in the black outer reaches of space before it created the 5 billion-year-old world, as the biblical light that lighted every man that cometh to the world, it has nothing to do with the Greek and Roman false man-based image of Jesus and Jehovah. That's read in every neighborhood church, false King James Bible. It's false because the moment you deny the biblical light that existed in the black outer reaches of space, you have denied ancient Egypt's Malachi 4:2 weak sunrise, which is 1 John 1:1, biblical light that existed in the black outer reaches of space before it created the 5 billion-year-old world. So your human soul came from the sun throne of God, and this is the biblical light that existed in the black outer reaches of space before it created the 5 billion-year-old world. So once we make a note of this, that the biblical light that created the world is coming from the sun as solar hydrogen plasma in astronomy. And when we see the human soul hydrogen light-based cells, we see that if you take a part of the body, a cell, now the cells that make up the flesh, the nose, the eyes, the mouth, the blood, the saliva, is circular cells. And all of the circular cells has black dots in the center as the cell nucleus. So the moment you identify 1 John 1:1, 15 billion-year-old sun throne, holy hydrogen light creation that lights every man to come into the world, that means the light in every human body must be connected to the sun. This destroys the Greek and Roman image of Jesus and Jehovah forever. So that means that when we discover that the false man-based image of God as a white man that has a penis underneath his robe in outer space is incorrect, 100% incorrect. As we look at the holy hydrogen light creation element of all human souls that came from 1 John 1:1, 15 billion-year-old sun throne that existed in the black outer regions of space. That means that we went back in time and found Prophet Jesus preaching in the street, or any of the Old Testament or New Testament prophets. If we took a cell sample from any of the prophets and magnified it with the electron microscope in Microbiology 101, well, we would first of all see that the biblical light that existed before the world is coming from the sun, and that your magnetic molecule-sized glowing magnetic ball of hydrogen light is the hydrogen light element of the human mind. So picture tiny balls of light the size of molecules traveling 93 million miles away across the black outer reaches of space in astronomy upon the solar wind. Their entrance into the Earth is through the north and south pole area of the basic ball-shaped Earth. And this is the ball-shaped female Earth organ